Kevin Perlman for Seymour Amster.
Yeah, can you go ahead and sign
Okay.
in there? And your name would be?
Kevin Perlman.
I have Kevin here in the lobby for you. Stop it. Come down right now.
Okay.
Yes. Hey, good.
Hi. Oh, you didn't tell me Deborah was showing up.
Yeah, it would be best to send
Okay. I'll put them back up. Look, I'm wearing my I'm wearing my Unabomber in Vegas shooter shirt.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Because people that wear these things, shirts like this, are definitely about to blow up football stadiums.
I'm so out of the loop. I did not know this was the fashion of
It's like Kevin Fun fashion, which my father has a thing with fun. It's like anti-fun man, but.
Okay, well, cool watch.
Oh yeah, thanks. My watch.
Yeah, is it? Oh, okay. I'm out of the loop. Seymour invited me because he said there were developments, so I'm here.
There's developments every minute of every day. Yeah.
All right, so as I kind of mentioned to you last time we talked, so the Starbucks incident that did involve the allegedly occurred on December 30th, 2018, and I think it's important. And then different place. $20, $25. $20, $25 would be $8.25? Yeah, $8.25.
Oh, you saw the video, right?
No, I have not seen it. No, I didn't.
Oh, I texted you and I emailed you.
No, it doesn't come. It didn't come through. So you
didn't.
That's what I want to do. I want to play the video.
Oh, well, it's on YouTube. So if you're on the internet.
I'm on the internet right now. Okay, so what should I go to?
Let's see if I can look in your text here to get the exact. Hey Seymour. Here we go.
Yeah, so I did not.
In the text right here. Clicking the link in your text.
So I don't have it. Let me see if I have.
I don't have internet.
Okay.
Is it in the text?
Yeah, that's the link to it.
Ah, here it is. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can. I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
All his parts.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And here's just for you.
What's this?
This is about another 1,000 public incidences all over Thousand Oaks and Camarillo and San Diego and public restaurants, coffee shops. Oh yeah, recently, even as back as yesterday and every single day going back.
Okay, so you record it all.
Oh yeah, always, and that's what they're so mad about. And there's some good.
We'll add it to the list.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a ton of FBI calls, internal affairs calls, all recorded. Showing that I'm documenting and telling them everything the police are doing to me as they do it. So there's no dispute here. It's just because I'm being censored. Right.
Whatever the deal is, clearly.
Well, that's about what I know.
Yeah.
People generally don't tell high school teachers to tell students to punch other students to try to make it look like violent paranoid schizos.
Right. No, not usually. What, is there audio with the video?
Oh yeah, there's audio and even interviews with my therapist talking about everything on the clip, saying Kevin is not what they're saying, blah blah.
So this is the same therapist you've been seeing since the last time?
Since
somehow-
Christina Vescovo.
So it did not come through the exact way I wanted it to. Is it labeled in some way? Can you find it?
Yeah. That's not the right one. Let's see. There we go. YouTube. Here we go. Starbucks working with lead officer Sean Vincent. Starbucks. That's good. Fast forward to wherever you want to hear. It's an hour long.
Well, what part of the video would be the part where you're talking to any Starbucks employee? Where would that start?
It's probably 3/4. But Seymour was supposed to watch this last night because it has
it's more. Okay, so it's
the
more.
entire parking lot.
Well, we got time for that later, but
All right, so I don't care about your conversations with Brittany.
I know. I'm trying to fix your volume. Yeah.
Wait a second.
That's only $100,000 for IT work.
Okay, all right. So now take us to the incident.
And you'll notice, the first thing you'll notice is there's 2 bay alarm signs, which is strange.
Whoa, it sounds like I think there's
a unit 12.
a second browser window open.
Like what would you like to see Dempsey do with whoever else, like so?
Well, first of all, when we talk about my opinion of Dempsey, which is a very accurate opinion, is that man should not be near any job with
Okay.
Priuses backwards, or 2 Priuses forwards together, right? So,
Okay.
No, let's just stop. Let's just watch.
I'm about to walk in right now.
okay.
2 Prius owners park 2 Priuses together forwards at this route, just like the routes in Encino, right?
Okay.
And also, you just heard someone push their water button twice, working on me. I have this and just one this one. Okay, so this guy also said man, like the other places, right? Showing that there is a mass communication. There is. And so the scams of the Starbucks Corporation with the
And I was smiling and piecing
with
it too.
the you're matching it and your kind can be anywhere at a Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Pete's, or any other public place in the world because
Do you
we're gonna
have
kill
your
you for some
banana?
reason.
They're
You
going to
just
kill
see
you for
once
some
again
reason.
at the 3rd location within an hour showing that there's a mass conspiracy, right? And
There it is. That's where Nicole Starbucks was
is people saying man over and over, right? Something that's now been going
Okay,
on
can we pause for a minute because I got a
6
question.
months on the
So
man tactic. Remember,
by the time you're walking
tactics,
away,
they
you
keep
have what you
changing
purchased, right?
Correct,
one
yeah.
to the
Okay.
next.
Because there was
Right?
so
It goes from man-
little interaction when you made the purchase. that
Correct.
I thought, did you even buy anything? I mean, it's so.
Yeah, no, what I did, see, here's what they're mad about. Remember that these tactics, as I'm sure you've seen from all my other videos, are in the thousands, but this few days, even though it's been going on for a year and a half with the man tactic, each place, restaurants, coffee shops, each person kept saying "man" to try to provoke me in anger and rage. So I decided this night, the last 2 days, that I would record each place I went, and I went this night to 5 random Starbucks and Coffee Beans or wherever, just different places, and for that length of time. And each place said "man" to me, proving it on video. So they got mad because they're on video, accessories to murder. Let's call it what it is. And because they know they're caught with their whatever, handing the cookie or whatever you want to say, they called up their buddy Dincy with their murder crew, a neighborhood stalking murder watch group. And Dincy is running around going, well, now Kevin, because Kevin is the next Vegas shooter, has threatened to kill all Starbucks customers because Dincy doesn't want the truth coming out because he's running for city council.
Which location?
Winnetka.
This is Winnetka. So you don't have Encino on
This is the one. I have her on this thing picking up the phone and calling.
No. Would you have the interaction in Encino?
There is no Encino. I sat outside Encino.
It's not Encino we're worried about.
Oh, which one is it?
Woodland Hills or Winnetka.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep, okay. So you're saying we're gonna have the interaction.
Well,
That was
that's
the
the interaction.
That was it.
You just saw it. Supposedly I threatened to kill all Starbucks customers, and I'm the next Vegas shooter and Unabomber. There
Correct
it is.
me if I'm wrong, but all I heard you say after you walked away from the cashier.
I'm talking to the camera as I'm walking. Yeah.
And so he has his neighbor.
But I didn't hear you say to the cashier that you were going to kill anybody.
Of course. No, of course not.
No.
Welcome to 42 years of my life.
Yeah.
Right? You know, what's going on? Well, there's obviously a line of communication telling people at certain locations if Kevin comes here to do these things or don't do these things, showing mass communication to stalk and terrorize and torture and kill someone that's 5 years old.
And there's about 15 incidences in this one lot alone, which, if you watch the
with
video.
lights on.
There's only one of those. That's
Oh, trust me, I can give you whatever you need. I have over 10
Far
terabytes.
backwards here. Far backwards here. I see they all look like they mostly have plates though, which is interesting because I just came out of the Encino town, whatever, and Encino Town Center, and you saw the amount of cars with no plates, right? Now, for some reason, these cars mostly have plates. This one doesn't right here. And we have a guy waiting backwards. 2 cars. This car waiting backwards, and that car waiting backwards with the lights on. I think all these cars actually have plates, and if you see my other videos, there's like tons of cars here with no plates. So now we're getting closer to where I live. They're still doing the cars backwards, but there's tons of cars. Now they all have plates, right? I mean, if you look at my video, every single lot I go into around here, 40% don't have plates in the lots. You know, some huge, insane number like this, right? Now remember, the tactics keep changing from thing to thing, just until I'm dead and gone. So let's go in here and order something and see how they treat me for simply going in and giving them my money, right? Like all other locations on the planet. Okay, so before I walk in, I want you to see the pairs of 2s backwards. And then over here we actually have 2 Priuses backwards, or 2 Priuses forwards together, right? So, 2 Prius owners parked 2 Priuses together forwards at this Ralph's, just like the Ralph's in Encino, right? Also, you just heard someone push their alarm button twice, working on me.
He's also making references.
Okay, so this guy also said man, like the other places, right? Showing that there is a mass communication. There is. And so the scams of the Starbucks Corporation with the you're managing it and your client can't be anywhere at a Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Pete's, or any other public place in the world because we're going to kill you for some reason. You've just seen once again at the third location within an hour showing that there's a mass conspiracy, right? And this time, tonight, is people saying man over and over, right? Something that's now been going on for...
There's clear audio after this with a different audio source
Okay.
if you want to hear it.
But they wouldn't have heard it, so what's in the report is what
and
the
then over
staff
here
says
we
they
actually-
Yeah, it's all hearsay. It's just fabrications. What they're so good at.
So what's the other audio that you're saying is in there?
Then I say something about...
It's right after this. This is like goes a couple seconds, I think. It's the same. It's just a clear. It's a
So
clear.
you can see...
It's clear audio of the employee's voice. That's what it
what's
is.
going on,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It's coincidence. Now remember the Encino, let's see if they're Lyft drivers. Remember the Encino... No, he's not a Lyft driver. And he's not a Lyft driver. So remember, now we have a car that's pulled up, look backwards with his lights on towards the route. Okay, so remember the Encino, someone parked a Prius and then a Lyft driver went to, he parked next to him waiting for me and he never left his car. He was sort of lying down in the seat. And so, he was lying down. Oh, now we have the girl on the phone all nervous as if, oh my God, how dare you, right? And then over here it looks like we have, I don't know, they look like they're somewhere, but I can't tell. Okay, so, okay, so my point is that that Lyft driver showed up strategically because they were sort of profiling, or he might go into the routes, right? And so they show up in their cars with these strategic mental illness tactics, right? Now the girl in the Starbucks freaked out on the phone, but we all make choices in life, and the choice to take part in hunting down and trying to kill someone and going there, this and there, that, to try justifying it, is the wrong choice.
Do you go back and show it again or not?
No, there's just, I think you passed it. I think it's right when I walk out the door, it shifts to an audio
That's
clip.
the correct choice. It is unacceptable to get
Before,
Let me see. Go right when I'm walking out the door and let it play.
cars backwards here, then it.
You don't know, you don't know.
no one should do it.
So what do you think your agenda is? Are you? We have a guy waiting. How they treat me.
Okay.
Over and over, right? It goes from one, well, like you, all express. Goes on audio, usual. Yeah, just I need nothing. for Beverly. Thanks. With criminal award. His mind. Hey, that's what. I'm. Well. We're talking about how you kill you with psychological warfare tactics and these psychological torture operations. And then I say, what's it about? Well, you tell us. You tell us why we're trying to kill you. Right? As if, so then I'm supposed to sort of dig down deep and fabricate something and say, I did this. They go, okay, well, see, it's justified. But what's it really about? Because people don't act or behave this way. This and just the one, this one.
Okay, 125.
Okay. Hey, good. You scared me.
I always do that. I just like would cut around a corner, just like scare the shit out of me all the time.
Now he's making comments.
Okay, so this guy also said man, like the other places, right? Okay, so let's go.
Yeah, that's pretty much
and just
it. I mean,
Put a hell of it going.
Alright.
So
But there
here's
was that comment,
Prius is
Yeah, okay, so,
several
yeah, let's,
steps late,
okay, so, alright, let's
and
stop.
Encino, two.
you really have to watch it from the beginning.
Okay, okay, number one. You need to give me
Uh-huh.
a tape of the incident and nothing else. None of
Oh,
the
sure.
commentaries, nothing else except the commentaries that are on the tape. That's
Wait.
number one.
Oh, you mean no text or...
No text, no nothing, raw tape, period.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
All right. Now, okay. Yes, there's the one response where you say they're trying to kill me.
yes, and
Yeah, would
where
you-
he's not looking at, he wouldn't be looking at anybody, he'd be walking out the front door,
And I'm holding
right?
a camera like this.
Okay.
And I'm smiling and going, peace to the guy.
Here's okay, here's my point. Here's where I'm at. You have been convicted of criminal threats.
Yes, I know that.
You are on probation.
Mm-hmm.
That means you no longer have a right to a jury.
Mm-hmm.
A judge can determine that you're in violation of probation.
Correct, yes.
And it doesn't even have to be doing another criminal threat to find you in violation of probation. It could even be harassing people or disturbing the peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta tell you something right now. A smart judge could find you walking in, doing what you did, disturbing the peace. And that, in and of itself, could get you 3 or 4 years in jail.
What do you mean a smart judge?
When I say smart, I don't mean it in the term of smart good. I mean it in the term of smart getting what they want.
Yeah, well, that's not smart, that's just...
Devious? Okay.
Correct, yeah,
Well, a
sorry.
dumb, devious judge might not pick it up.
Might miss it.
Yeah. No, listen, a judge doesn't have to have any of this. He could just go out like Evan and he could throw me in. I mean, that's the reality of the situation.
But wait, because you know what I do here, what I do at Olive is
Uh-huh.
help people avoid jail time.
Yeah.
That's my
Well,
job.
how do you avoid jail time while you're being attacked by each and every person you're in
I
contact
game
with?
the system.
You what?
I game the system.
Okay, well, my point
Okay,
is,
so let me step back.
this isn't a
But
game.
I'm hearing 3
No,
to 4
yeah,
years,
let me
and that
step,
scares
okay,
me.
let me step back and say what my position is.
Mhm.
Okay, so, one, do I feel that this report is accurate, that you threatened to
Of
kill
course
everybody?
it's not.
Why don't you hear my opinion?
I already know you're gonna say it's not, but go ahead.
Better be nice for you to hear.
Okay.
No, okay? I don't think you did. Is it possible they misinterpreted it? Maybe. I mean,
Uh-huh, go ahead, fine, sorry.
is it more probable that they wanted to figure out a way to get you the hell out of the store? Yeah. And they exaggerated? Yeah.
Time out. Not store, planet.
Well, okay. You and I are never going to agree on that point completely.
Well,
okay?
neither were I, so I don't see how you could not
But Kevin, I don't want to say something to you that is not truthfully how I believe. Okay?
Well, I just don't understand how you can be like the only one on the
Maybe-
planet that doesn't know what's
Fine.
going on.
Okay, and maybe I'm the only one on the planet who doesn't know, but I'm still going to. Okay, all right, maybe there's two. Okay, but I'm still, when I say something to you,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be absolutely accurate from my point of view. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so, well, clearly, let's put this. Would Starbucks like to figure out a way to remove you from coming into their stores and not being a hassle? Yes. Would Sean Dempsey like to figure out a way of removing you from his community because he sees it's his community, so you're not his hassle? Yes. Fine.
I get those parts.
Yeah, but this isn't just Starbucks, it's every single
I get
place
that.
you walk
But
into.
I-
All
This legal thing
Kevin.
is just about this.
Kevin, I'm pinpointing right now. This is harm's way. This is danger.
I can't avoid the harm's way because it's in every place I
Just
go
hear me-
into.
Just hear me out right
Perhaps.
now. Just hear me out, okay?
Mhm.
Harm's way, you're looking at every single place. I'm talking about this piece of paper.
No, I know that, but,
Okay,
but the
so-
reason that piece of paper exists is because nobody thinks that each and every person I have contact with is setting me up with the government and police. That's the fucking problem.
And we're not going to be able to convince the judge.
Of course not, because the
That's
judge,
right.
first the judge already knows, and they want me dead and gone, okay? We all know that.
So-
What's our response? Is
Yeah.
the question.
So, okay, so we can agree with this.
There's only so much you can do in the courtroom. I understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
so we can agree with this. We can agree that even though we're all in agreement you did not do a criminal threat,
Mm-hmm.
that we're all in agreement that you're at extreme risk of the judge finding you in violation of probation and throwing you into jail.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's go from there.
For longer than I thought would be possible.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the problem with Mr.
How is it 4 years, 4 to 5?
It's probably 7. Because
7 years? There's no actual crime anywhere.
No, it
if
doesn't work
I
that
may,
way.
Go ahead.
if I may, on misdemeanors,
Mm-hmm.
you can stack the maximum amount of time of each charge next to each other, okay? Felonies you can't, it's like 1/3 the midterm, anything else, okay? So, some of these are 1 years, some of these are 6 months. So therefore you stack, I think, okay, so you are, as of right now, you are convicted of public nuisance, 6 months. You are convicted of 422, that's 1 year. You were convicted of another public nuisance, that's another 6 months. Battery, 1 year. I'm going to say 6 months, 6 months. Sorry, I might be wrong.
Wait, we had 3 to 4 months before.
No.
It's different
3
now.
3 to 4 months you were incarcerated for, not how much you could have done it for.
Wait, hold on, slow down. 3 months, I was in, or sorry.
3 months was the sentence,
Yeah,
but he stayed the rest of the jail time he could give to you if you successfully completed probation.
oh,
This would be a reason to say you are not successfully completing probation, so I'm going to give you more time.
okay.
And therefore, the more time could be the maximum amount for
Mhm.
each of these charges.
Okay.
All right, so I think it's at least
We're at
4 years.
Yeah.
So right now, our problem is, okay, that if a judge feels that you're in violation of probation, I'm merely disturbing the peace, they can put you in jail for 4 years. my legal analysis.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, this has been their plan since I was 5. So if nobody's going to do anything but let them just take turns on me all day and night, they're going to get what they want. We all know that. And I told you that the first day I met you. Okay?
All right.
Everyone's sitting around helping them and they're not saying anything.
Well, right now, so like the Seymour will argue on your behalf that this is not disturbing the peace, that this report is misleading. Here's our proof. And if we've got a dumb, devious judge or a judge that's not in the loop, you're good.
Maybe.
You're still on
I
probation.
mean,
You're still on probation. It doesn't solve the bigger problem.
No,
it
of course.
solves this.
But my point is...
No, wait. If the judge is a smart, devious judge and wants to give you 4 years, what's your strategy?
What do you mean my strategy? I'm not in the law system. I'm just doing what I've been doing and...
Would you go do the time, or would you be interested in a way around it?
Like what?
Well, I don't know. If we've never talked about what I do at all specifically. Often people have drug use issues. I don't think you have a drug use issue.
Okay, well first,
So,
and this is why I don't know, you stopped talking to me after seeing all the video, but...
well, there was nothing for me to do because I'm not qualified at the level. I'm qualified in mental health. That's my
No, I understand.
That's my background.
So
I
let's
can't help you with
stop.
conspiracies.
Okay, my other therapist has seen shitloads of video and instantly when the first minute said, oh my god, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Okay? And right now, I'm not saying no or anything to you right now,
Okay.
but at one point we spoke and you started kind of babbling about depression and this and that and blah, blah, blah. This is clearly not depression, it's mass attacks and harassments with random nut jobs in the psychology community saying, we're going to force you on medication or you're a dead man or gone or whatever because some psychopath with a psychology or psychiatry degree, starting probably with my own father and mother and brother, or father and mother, decided this is what they wanted because of their anger, hate, and rage. Without going too far, people have seen it, they see what's going on, they know what's going on. Mass groups, over 60,000 people have seen Dincy and his crew on their 6 break-in attempts in my house in the last few months.
I saw those videos.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying no or anything to you right now, I'm just telling you right now that this has nothing to do with mental illness. Now, if we're going to play a game like, hey, he's going to see a therapist...
That's what I usually do, but
I just want to make it clear, it's just not about Kevin having mental illness or being a violent paranoid schizo or this or that.
First of all, I don't think you're violent paranoid schizophrenic.
Okay, well, that's what Pain Division
I
is
don't
spewing.
think you're even a paranoid schizophrenic, okay, let alone violent.
Not any
paranoid,
schizophrenic or whatever.
Right?
But
I'm agreeing.
okay.
And when I blah, blah, blah before, it was about you could qualify for more support for the stress and that you're under, chronic long-term stress. So as a result of your experiences, not because you lost touch with reality. Okay, so there's a difference in mental health treatment providers between people who can't tell the difference between collective reality and not. Okay, those are psychotics.
Yeah.
You don't qualify.
No,
okay?
Trust me, everything I'm saying is accurate and it's all backed up on video.
But there are brain disorders, often due to trauma and long-term stress, and tell me what part of your experience since whenever, from the earliest memories, hasn't been traumatic or stressful.
All of this is traumatic, but let me
finish. So the concept of these disorders, anxiety, not major depression, but depressive episodes, OCD has triggers in stress, PTSD and complex PTSD, all are considered to be nervous system adaptations to very traumatic and threatening experiences.
And what mental illness is being bashed in the skull with a crowbar? I'm just curious.
Well, do you have traumatic brain injury? That's
no, because I stopped my brother at 16 from bashing Greg Waugh's skull with a crowbar, and this is what they're trying to cover up. So,
among other things. but let me. So what I do with other people, and what I'm offering here, only if you're interested, is I help determine other underlying stress disorders like PTSD, complex PTSD, and I throw in OCD for this reason. If you saw a fire coming over the hill at your house, what would your response be?
If I saw it coming out of my house?
Yeah.
Well, first it would have
And you
several
wanted to
factors.
save your house. Would you grab a hose and at least hose down the roof?
Of course.
Yeah.
But
And
before that, I would listen to the news to see what wind directions and where it's going and this and that.
Exactly. And while you were doing all of that,
Mhm.
we could diagnose you as obsessed and compulsive and somehow disordered if nobody else saw the smoke and understood what you were doing.
Sure.
In other words, anyone in a crisis has symptoms of OCD. So I like to throw that in.
I didn't get your point though, because
Well, you've
that's a
been under
perfectly normal
stress.
reaction.
Yes, but if I'm trying to game a system that wants to put somebody in jail that doesn't deserve to be there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use what I can
Yeah,
use.
of course. That's what they've been doing.
So
since
one of my
5 years old,
tools, in addition to 2 types of PTSD, one of my tools is OCD. Another one of my tools is let's see if we can diagnose
yeah. What
anxiety.
do you mean tool? You're saying throw a diagnosis as a tool?
Okay, so
I'm
I'll continue.
Okay.
The other things I look for are any drug and alcohol abuse or use. You're not going to have that. So unless you've got something to tell me. So with my clients,
No, the only thing I can tell you-
I'm slow. It takes me a lot of words to explain myself. Hang in there with me.
Okay.
So with my clients, I gather all these things together.
Yeah, you have to.
And I look for the doctor's the wrong word. The clinical psychologists and staff and treatment facilities that will be able to assess any one of these categories and offer residential placement, not lockdown, not 5150 hold, no forced medication, none of those things. But placement, and I can show you some of the places on my phone that I've used in the past.
Well, okay, so time out. So now you're talking about what they tried to force me into.
Hold on, no, because you're in the driver's seat here. Nobody's forcing
No,
you
I understand.
anywhere.
Well, nudging and manipulation, but nobody's
But
forcing.
if you went there, it might be, and nobody forced you to take
And you're
medication.
talking self-checking,
Yeah,
so I can walk out anytime.
You could walk out anytime, but the problem would be you walk out, they'd have to notify, and then we're at risk of jail.
Okay,
so if
so
it's court-ordered instead of jail,
Mhm.
here's how that goes.
Okay.
You stay and cooperate, and again, it's all laid out to you before you even go in, and it's not a lockdown facility, so in fact, yeah, you could get up in the middle of the night and take a walk and come back. But it might be deemed not cooperating with treatment if they're worried that you would take other people with you who shouldn't go out at night, blah, blah, blah. So you'd have to negotiate that. But as long as you're cooperating with treatment, you are outside of the court system. And what I've seen happen is people looking at 3 to 5 years get alternative treatment instead of jail time.
You're
And
saying 3 to 5 years in there?
no, 3 to 5 years in jail.
Oh,
They go, and within a matter of weeks, they get bumped from residential to outpatient. So they're back living at home, and they're driving to treatment like they go to a job at the office.
after 3 to 5 weeks.
I said a number of weeks.
Oh, a number
It would
of weeks.
depend on the situation. These would be questions to ask anyone.
And what gets you an early release? Because
Well,
they're not
hold
going
on,
to get
hold on,
the
let me
answers
finish.
they want.
Let me finish. So even though the court has said you should be in jail, you're actually, after a number of weeks, and when you interview, if you wanted to look at some facilities that might meet your needs this way, you would ask them, how long would it take me to get to outpatient? Let them, before you even go in, let them answer these questions.
Mhm.
Let's write it down. Let's get some stuff going on, right? Some details, and to make you feel more comfortable if you want to do this. And so I've seen clients of mine go, I'm going to give you an example, 6 weeks. That was long. It tends to be closer to 3 to 5. You were right about that. Go to outpatient. They would have been in jail otherwise. Now they're living at home, going to outpatient. Outpatient goes 3 to 5 weeks.
Mhm.
And then it goes into therapy sessions, like you're doing, not unlike what you're doing now, usually a couple times a week and then down to once a week. Maybe you're all in 9 months. And as long as you continue to go to individual, all in, meaning residential outpatient and multiple therapy sessions a week,
Mhm.
but maybe that all takes 9 months to complete, and then you're going once a week to therapy. All of this counts as alternative sentences under the court. So in fact, living someplace other than home, the amount of time has been 3 to 6, let's see, weeks. Let's get that up front, ask them up front how long that would take. Everything else you've been out free, but it counts as a jail sentence.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So I think of it as using the system to get out of the system. So because this is so much more pleasant than being
I
in
understand.
jail.
I understand the sales pitch. I understand what you're saying.
That's what
And
I
I'm not saying yes or no or anything. But what I am going to say is all of you know exactly what the fuck's going on. This has been planned from day one. My mom's running around. I just want you to have a normal life while fucking up my life. Okay? My mom's been trying to throw me in a mental institution with my father way back in high school. And don't you think it's a little strange that not only am I known worldwide with the groups of people going, trying to mentally bash my skull in with a crowbar, to get reactions like 422 criminal threats. What's my point? It's all fucking planned out from day one with scum and trash like Sean Dempsey and Jensen and Toro and Starbucks and Coffee Bean and my friends growing up with and the people, my teacher, Mr. Quigley, told to tell me to punch Paul Schaefer in the head, and I said no, and now they're pissed off that I know all these things, okay? So my point is that even though you're sort of putting on a positive pitch, like, hey, we can kind of help you and save you, bullshit, it was all planned out from the beginning, and we all know it.
So this is where I'm coming from. Planned out or not, okay? And I'm not telling you what to do.
I understand.
All I'm telling you is my concerns and I'm not going to say my fears, my concerns, and my risk assessment on the situation. I still don't feel that, I don't feel it was a valid factual finding by the jury on the criminal threat.
We all know that it was a kangaroo court. It's all. It's all.
So my problem is that with a kangaroo court, whatever it might be, I have a real fear of losing you in jail for 3 years.
Well, interesting. Didn't Deion Bush, who was my dad's limo driver, go for 3 years, and Janet Nordet as well, his ex-wife? Interesting. But
any of those people. All that I'm saying, and it's for you to evaluate and for you to decide, because it's your life. And I'm not sitting here also thinking that you should make a decision right now, but I think what you should consider is the options in front of you. And that's why we're here now, and not at the court date that I'll look at, that you'll have to appear at.
Oh, am I supposed to appear on the 23rd?
Yes. Yes. So I want you.
And the reasoning, explain the whole.
Because this being out there, they want,
Okay.
I had to keep them from throwing you in right there when it could have been.
So what you're saying, just be direct, he's going to ask.
Yeah, she's going to ask to throw you in on the 23rd.
Okay, why don't you just say that?
I just did.
Okay.
Okay? But for anybody else, you would have been in already. I brought us until the 23rd. Okay? All right. So, what I'm asking, and it's your decision, is to evaluate your options. Unfortunately, you know what jail is already.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. See what Deborah is offering, and you can say yes, no, whatever you want to say. But at least you're going to know all the options, and you make a well-informed decision. And if at the end of the day the decision is, I'm not going to one of the places Deborah says, and I'm going to fight it out because that's what I want to do, then at least you've come to an informed decision.
What do you mean by fight it out? Go to jail?
Yeah, go fight it to the probation violation.
Wait, say it again?
Fight it at the probation violation.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
That's what
When they're going to
it's
say that
for.
you violated the law on such and such, you violated your terms of probation on December 30th, 2018.
And you said fight it. What does that mean?
I cross-examine them and I say, no, it didn't happen. And we play the video.
Okay, and then why wouldn't I do that? And then they say, okay, well now you have that choice.
Because they'll throw you right on in because you fought it. It's just, unfortunately, when you fight something in the system,
Mm-hmm.
they're very punitive. I agree with it. That's the way it is, and we can't have something in place that fast and everything else. Right? It takes time. You gotta find, a facility that is opening and everything else. So that's what you need to evaluate.
And in terms of places, you don't have to accept any of my recommendations. You might want to talk to your own therapist and say, what places do you know of that would take alternative sentencing of a client that's an alternative sentence from court, not require medication, but have that has residential. It has to start out residential in these circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And then the court can't peek in because it's standard of care. It's wherever you're at is giving you the standard of care. If you're cooperating, then you're making progress. Boom, you're to outpatient. Boom, you're to once or twice a week therapy. So the court can't interfere with
And
your
how
course
long
of treatment.
does that?
Well, you would ask the whatever facility your therapist would come up with, or you would come up with. These are questions you would ask in advance. Say, what's your normal course of residential treatment? How long does it usually last? And I would ask to see the place where you would be. I mean, make it sure it's nice. I mean, that doesn't have to be luxurious, but just make sure it's not awful.
Yeah.
And then, say, all right, so what do you mean by cooperate with treatment? What will that mean for me?
What do you feel is a length of time that's
For a court
It could be a couple of
sentence?
years.
that's insane?
Well, but you're already in therapy, so what difference does it make?
There's a difference between being in therapy
No,
and having the freedom of going out and living your life.
Right, no.
I
In
didn't say
residential.
I didn't say you be in a residential.
I
said therapy.
No, I'm asking residential.
I don't know.
Residential is
Could be 2 or 3 months.
More than 90 days
Well,
is
we're-
almost unheard of.
Exactly.
these
What we're
days.
looking
So I
for-
would look at a maximum 90 days. An outpatient can go, again,
A
the
couple of years.
longest it goes. Outpatient comes in 3 forms. All day, every day, 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
3 days a week, 2 days a week, 1 day a week, and then individual sessions.
So they would be willing to do outpatient stuff.
It should go residential to
All right,
outpatient.
so this is
Residential.
this is what Deborah is saying. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When she's saying standard of care and taking it out of the court's authority, so to speak. You'll have a professional who will be at the facility, who will say, you know what? Okay, I think he needs outpatient now to come in once or twice a week. Okay? That's why we report to the court. The court's gonna take it.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so what?
Except the problem is that everyone knows I don't need to be in therapy. That's the problem. So
Well,
what's
so I'm gonna throw another one
What
at you.
better way to piss off the judge?
Okay.
No, what I'm saying, you're missing the point. The point I'm making is that everyone knows I don't need to be in therapy and I'm as stable as shit, especially at 29, finding out what was going on. Then they have ulterior motives in a devious way because someone wants me dead and gone. Hence, they have motive to their madness. They have reasoning to put me here.
But
And it's
this
not
is-
for me to
so
have a
you're
good
saying-
life.
No, not these places. These places would be safe places. Wait, hold on a second. If all you're being treated for is a stress disorder,
There is no stress disorder.
you have no stress as a result of everything they put you through.
I have stress when I'm provoked.
Okay.
It's a normal reaction. If I start provoking you right now, you're going to react, and that is not a mental illness.
Okay,
That's a
Kevin.
reaction
All right.
to a provoking.
Again,
Kevin.
I use these things in order to avoid jail time.
Exactly. Kevin, I'm gonna step back. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna say this, okay? I at least feel that there's no reason to put you in jail. Okay? So therefore,
Well, you should have fucking won the case when I gave you all the fucking information to win the case. You lied to me now, you lied to me then, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going on here, you don't know what's going on. Bull fucking shit, I'm known
Okay.
worldwide.
And my position was then, as it is now, that the criminal arena was not the forum for that. I don't know if I'd even be able to allow to get into evidence. And my problem was with that case, unfortunately, at the end of the day, is you scared the jury.
The jury knew me. I didn't scare jack shit.
Well, I don't know the jury knowing.
Okay.
Okay, but if you can prove that, then that's a way.
Every judge in that courtroom was sitting there taking turns in anger and rage on me. The police officers were whistling at me when I walked in the door. For you to say that nobody knew me is like saying nobody knows Donald Trump,
I
okay?
didn't say nobody knew you. I said the jury didn't know you.
The jury damn well knew me.
Well, if you have evidence or proof of that,
I have.
I don't know the jury. What's that?
It's a new 3 terabytes of information at every location all around the world of people taking turns on me.
Okay.
And when you can watch that explained, when I go out to Thousand Oaks, Camarillo, Oxnard, San Diego, Las Vegas, and each and every person I have
Guys,
contact with,
any of the people on there, members of the jury, that can reach you.
what's the difference? If I'm known, if 4
Because
billion
I
people
only-
know me,
I only work off of proof and evidence.
whatever. I've given you so much proof and evidence.
Okay, that's your opinion, and I understand, but where I'm at right now is, I've got this situation, this potential probation violation. I've got what the
Which you
judge
guys have
did.
been scheming for how many years?
Well, I don't know, okay. Fine. That's where I'm at right now. I need you to make a decision as to what route we're going to take.
And that's gonna make my mommy and daddy happy?
I could care less
They're not
about your
even
mommy
here.
and daddy.
Oh, who do you think's orchestrating all this shit?
Well, they're not doing it.
Little Arnold Silber with all his money and Ronald Barry Perlman? You think I'm stupid? I mean, you think I'm fucking stupid? We can sit in this office and yeah, while you're muscling and bullying me and
I'm not-
bugging me,
okay,
do you think I'm stupid?
Kevin,
You think I don't know what's going on?
okay, Kevin,
You think I don't have like
No one's
100,000
forcing you.
recorded conversations of my mother working on me every way, shape, and form to try to make me look crazy?
okay, all right. I think we
I'm
might have
sorry about
gone,
that.
I think we might have gone as far as we can today. This is what I'd like you to do. When's your next appointment with Brittany?
Tomorrow.
Fine. Go talk to Brittany about what happened here. In fact, if Brittany wants to, I think after you talk to Brittany, then maybe there should be a conference call with me, you, and Brittany, if you want, and let's go from there.
Okay, and how would you feel if she talks to you on the phone and she says, I'm seeing everything that's being done to Kevin?
I don't care. Then let her, it's not gonna, then that's gonna be the decision that's made. It's not for me to have a personal involvement of anything.
Well, you as my lawyer should understand that other people are witnessing the events.
Then let her get on the witness stand and testify under oath that she believes that all these people are doing this against you. And that's what I'll ask her on the phone.
On the 23rd?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the hearing date might not be on the 23rd. But in her opinion, as a therapist, she renders that you are the subject of a worldwide conspiracy.
Okay.
I want to know if she's willing to say that under penalty of perjury.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
All right, so let's go from there.
Okay, so we'll do the conference call with her.
Okay.
You, after we're done here, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not saying you're in trouble or anything.
All right. Good. It sounded a little bit like going to the principal's office. I'm grateful for that. So,
All right,
yeah.
so you want to talk to Deborah alone without me?
Yeah, well, I don't care. I mean,
We'll both
either
walk
way.
down to the
but-
garage, but so
Whatever you
Sure, I mean, do.
or now, whatever you want.
I mean.
No, okay, so let's finish up here. I'll talk to you, and do we have anything?
All that I need
I think
from
you made it clear. You thrown the
Okay.
ultimatum.
Okay.
No, they did.
Well,
I just want to. I want to
You
defend
know what?
Seymour a little
I
bit
don't
here.
know,
I've
no.
seen this
Okay,
before.
wait a second. I don't need to defend you.
Okay.
I'm really unimportant here. There are two things though that I need. I need that video
okay,
with just the incident.
okay.
2, I'm still needing the dates, I think from October to November.
I sent you a whole printout and like all these
Recently
emails.
after the court date,
Yeah, that day.
send it to me again.
Okay,
I don't
I'm gonna get it
I don't get
confirmed
all of
from
it,
you.
okay. Yes, do. Send me a text. I just sent it to you. Look,
I sent it that day before. You called me at like 9:47, which was strange because you're going to court at 8:30, and you said I don't have these things. And I was thinking, why didn't you? I talked to you the Thursday prior, like 5 days prior, do you have everything you need from me? And 30 minutes, I sent you those. So within that 30 minutes. So
Okay, 3 things. Might be 3, I'm not gonna count. 1, the court might say it starts at 8:30. There are very few courts that actually start at 8:30.
yes, I know I've been in court. I'm just making a point that
I
I notified you 5 days prior.
Okay. I'm interested. 2, yes, I thought I had everything. Maybe I should have gone into more detail, but I figured you're very detail oriented. So that morning, I was taking from the raw data I had, I'm putting it onto the chart, and I realized I didn't have everything. So at 9:40 en route to court, I called you and I told you what I needed. But what I did not say to you on the phone was, if you don't get that to me right now, you're going to jail. What I did say is, this is what I need. I'll be able to handle it today so that you know. Okay? All right. So, you know the 2 things you need from me. Okay. All right, so I don't care. If you want to talk to Deborah alone, it's fine with Deborah, it's fine with me.
No, I just wanted to expand on our conversation. I figured you probably didn't want to. Because I know you're like 100 miles per hour.
This is true, I'm
with
very much.
72 other things to do.
All
Are you
right.
going to do them in this office and we should take our leave?
No,
Or-
this is a rented office.
Okay.
I'd rather have you guys have the conversation here, and I'll take my leave.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
We're all good.
I guess so. And you're right, I have 15 things coming back.
So where I want to leave it with you, Seymour, is you guys will call me if you want me. If you need me, if I can be of any
Yeah,
help.
Well, I would like no
that's
matter
I'm
what.
here for.
Obviously, I'm being pushed in that direction.
It's the only play I've got. If you can figure out another play, great.
Okay, so let me say 2 things.
I have plenty of plays, but no one seems to want to help.
All right, I have 2 things to say. 1, I'd like, today's Monday, so 1 week from today, I'd like there to be a conversation between the 2 of you. No matter
Okay.
what, okay?
Writing that down so I don't forget.
I don't know what to say.
All right, you want me involved in any case, just keep me posted if you need me to come to another
Yeah,
meeting.
that I can do, right.
And
I,
I'm gonna talk to Kevin a week from today, no matter what.
okay, so I
Monday
do,
is not always
okay, I
my
do
work
kind
day.
of know,
I'll get my
I
work
do
day
kind of
next
know
week.
what I wanted to
Okay.
say.
All right.
I'm not forcing you into a direction, but I am concerned of what's going to happen if we don't go into that direction.
You
But
just said they're going to either throw me in jail or
Great,
that's
okay.
pretty much
But
forced.
what I have also continuously said during this whole thing, this is your decision to make, not mine. My job is to have you fully informed.
Well, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I only work for all of 3 days a week.
Okay.
Low
So I think
budget,
I-
that's all they can afford.
I think I've rented this for another half an hour.
All right,
Oh.
great.
So
Take
don't go beyond half. What's this?
It's the hard drive of a whole bunch of new shit. And you should just have it, okay? Just have it for whatever reason. Someone shanks me in jail, like they threatened 4 times when I was in jail. Whatever, just have it, okay?
I appreciate the gift.
Yeah, we'll do something with it.
Thank you, Seymour. Great to see you. Open or close?
Close. Okay, so obviously I knew there was going to be a surprise card coming out here today, so
What part was surprising to you?
well, nothing's been mentioned that I've been given an ultimatum to either go to jail or mental institutions. So
That was the surprise.
Yeah.
Because Seymour said there's a development, it has to do with the Starbucks thing.
well, there's always going to be a development, and they timed it and planned it, and obviously you've seen the video, and nothing's there because
There's nothing.
they're
there.
strategically
There's
ratcheting
nothing
down,
there.
as I told you in the beginning, to get what they want, which is to put me in a mental institution, which is what my brother told me.
But what kind of mental institution?
All I know is that at 16 years old, after stopping my brother from bashing Greg Waugh's head in with a crowbar, he told me that he and his friends had put a teacher in a mental institution and then started working on me, saying we have a bug in your room and we're listening to everything we do on the radio, with these gaslighting things started to ramp up.
Right.
And these gaslighting things are my family telling my brother to do these things with my friends and his friends to lock me away and force me in a mental institution. Why? Well, you guys are going to start spewing out bullshit about trauma and this and that. It's bullshit. It doesn't exist. The only trauma that exists, which isn't trauma, is me turning 29 and finding out what my family was doing. And then trying to get away from it. This is now 18 years of them following me around with worldwide groups trying to torture me to death and get reactions to lock me away in a jail cell and mental institution with falsified claims like 422 criminal threat, terror, slogans,
Okay,
all
hold
these
on.
things.
So lock away means a mental institution where it's locked down, all the doors are locked, and you couldn't get out if you wanted to.
Correct. Well, I can't tell you.
By the way, those are not the places I'm thinking of
Mm-hmm.
are not locked down.
Okay, but let's
So
take. I understand
that
what you're
would make
thinking
it
of,
different.
but I want you to understand something.
Okay.
I'm 47 years old.
Yeah.
For 40 years, all day and night, 24/7, my family has been hunting me, no matter how healthy and outgoing and friendly, no matter how many people I try to have relationships or friends, they get angry. And they sabotage you.
Yeah.
Now, you have a psychology degree, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think about someone that runs around trying to fix someone to death, saying, you have this problem, you have that problem, you have to do what I say, we have to put you in a mental institution, leave me alone. No, I won't leave you alone. Stay the fuck away from me. No, I won't stay the fuck away from you. You're going to put you in a mental institution because I want you to have a good life. We're going to put you in a mental institution because I want you to have a good life. Okay, well, if I had a good life at 29 before finding out what the fuck my family was doing, what do you think their motive is?
Do they think you're a nuisance?
No, I don't know what they think. All I know is they just don't like me. Okay, do you understand?
All right. I'm sorry. They give a different impression to other people, you can imagine.
They?
Your parents.
Yeah, of course. And that's what two-faced murderers do.
Well, okay.
Okay, the point is, and I've made it clear to them and they won't. I've said my life is none of your fucking business.
Right.
They keep getting into it. And they keep trying to collect shit to use against me and then give out to the masses worldwide. Our son's crazy, he's the next Unabomber, he's this, he's full of anger and rage, he has OCD, he has depression,
Okay.
blah, blah, blah.
First, I've met your mom over the phone.
Okay,
And
well, she's a
you're-
neurotic nut
and
job, but...
she's highly anxious. And your stepfather Arnold seems to be a very patient man
He's a
to
piece of
deal.
shit, but whatever.
Well, okay, to deal with all of her anxiety, and she does have that kind of like got a call, got a text kind of thing going on when she gets worried about, and mostly it's been about what's Seymour doing? Is Seymour doing enough? So she's with me mostly been focused on.
Except the
Seymour.
problem is that she's the one
But I've
doing it.
I've never heard anybody call you violent, full of rage. Nobody.
Mike Huntley sent after me was a 25-year friend who turned out, he sent after me at 14, and one of the reasons my father's so mad at me is because Mike Huntley introduced me to Melody the stripper, and I ended up doing some, bounce for a few cheeseball bachelor parties, and my father decided with my mother and my stepfather and my brother that they don't want a child that associates with that type of thing or people and this and that. And as I got older, I was building adult websites and adult website systems, not associated with any crime,
Right.
but they got mad. And Mike Huntley was sort of giving me the cookie. Hey, Kevin, you want the cookie? Okay, well, now we're going to punish you. And when they punish me, it's you're fucking dead man. Okay, this is not about trauma. This is not about depression. This is not about mental illness.
Okay.
My family sabotaged my hobbies and career in studio photography. They sabotaged all the websites I was building from Facebook level systems. They sabotaged whether it was the adult. They sabotaged the internet host provider. Mike Huntley was sent into my life at 14. At 29 years old, 25 years, went from
15. 14 to 29 is 15.
Oh, 15, yeah, sorry.
Just checking. I want to make sure I'm tracking.
It's almost like reinforced, I say something
Yeah.
like that. Okay, so goes from I'm your friend, I've helped manipulate you back from Colorado to start a company with me, with your father and mother and this and that, to I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with. Have a good life now in anger. Walk around the office singing World of Paranoia. Dropping sheets of paper. Remember, Mike Huntley was originally my brother's friend with a mental illness. Dropping paper out, making papers about making people mentally ill to control them. Just going off on an angry rage and tangent, showing that he was never my friend. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my family sent Mike Huntley and Paul Humphrey and several people like that after me who devoted their entire life to get me where we are now. Do you really think this is about Kevin has mental illness and Kevin has trauma because he watched...
No, those are my angles.
Oh, okay.
Those are my angles.
But
and that's, so what I'm thinking now is maybe it's not such a good idea because it would take a lot of energy for you to go along with that. But on the other hand, jail is so god awful.
yeah, it's pretty horrible.
So-
and they were preparing me for this decision.
So you would need the energy to go along with stress treatment for however long the treatment team, that's what they call them now, the
But they're
psychologists
just
and
going
the
to come up
therapists.
with labels that's going to be bullshit, and that's what
Yeah,
they're
but
trying to do.
but-
They want to throw labels on me to control me. Do you understand?
But if look, hold on. So,
Yeah.
yes, I get that.
Okay.
But if you go along with it for, let's say it takes maximum 6 months to go through 90 days of residential and 90 days of intensive outpatient, meaning all day for somewhere between 2 and 5 days a week. Let's say it takes 6 months to get through all that. Once you get through all of that and you're only going once a week for therapy, and the court is no longer involved, haven't you?
But are they going to have like 3 years probation and things like that to just...
Yeah,
and then when I have a bad day, the next person...
I'm not that fast. Hang on. Yeah, there'll be probation, but so what? You know, we're at...
So what?
Oh, hold on.
Didn't Seal run around again saying Kevin now did this and then it'll be back?
Well, maybe in the...
Or someone else.
Here's what I would be hoping, is that between you, me, and Seymour, that while you were doing this game with therapy treatment for 6 months, and then you're just down to once a week, by the time you're down to once a week, first point I want to make is by the time you're down to once a week, however long that takes, the labels are gone. The ability to control you is gone. You're done. You've done your sentence, and it only took 6 months, say, maximum, plus now once a week therapy, which you're doing anyway. Now you're done, so don't worry about the labels because it's gone now. It's over. And we're back to where we started. Yes, that sucks. But you've avoided jail time. And isn't that the most important thing? That's my question to you. You're going to have to
I don't know,
figure that out.
because the situation in itself doesn't make any sense because they're...
It's never going to make sense, Kevin. It's too big. It's too intense. How are you going to make sense of what they're doing? It doesn't make any sense.
No, you're missing the point.
Oh,
The
that
point
happens.
is,
Go ahead.
this is where they want me. They've spent 42 years to get me here. 42 years, all day night, with a planet full of people. All day night, 24/7, with a planet full of people. It's not for me. It's not to help me.
Right.
I don't give a shit what my mommy says. She's a fucking psychopath.
She's
Okay,
just
so...
nervous. all
No,
the
she's
time.
a fucking psychopath.
I'll take
They're
your word
paranoid
for it.
psychotics.
You know them
Okay.
better than I do.
Let me put it this way.
So,
Has your son or anyone you know tried to bash someone's skull with a crowbar?
No.
Okay, there you go. And that's what they support. Jason, doing these things. Now, you actually said public nuisance. For all I
no,
know...
that's what he said.
Oh, he said...
That's
Or not
nuisance.
public nuisance, but a nuisance to my mother.
Yeah, I want to know if you said.
Well,
Friday, and
I'm
I was
curious where this shit's all coming from, because I have been, to my entire family, the nicest person known to man, and my father's running around like, I did all these things, and I need to die, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I couldn't believe at 29 I was finding this stuff out. Like, just,
Yeah.
where's it even coming from? Right? And the point is that it's their anger and rage that I'm being punished for. Now that I know what's going on, everyone's helping them ratchet down more and more with their death threats. You don't talk or we kill you, or you don't talk or we're going to do this to you or whatever. So, with that being said, sure, I'll be locked in a institution now telling people
Well,
what
not locked.
I'm not allowed to tell them.
Not locked. It's not locked.
Whatever. I mean, look,
There will be ways.
you can only
get
try to
time
polish
away.
a turd so many ways.
Well, you'd have to go look at it. Yes, you'd still say this is a turd.
No, it's not locked, but if you leave, this could happen. It's not,
Right.
You understand?
Like I said, it would take a lot of energy to go along with this as a way to stay out of jail. That's what it would be. And yes, will it be annoying and a hassle, and do you deserve this? Yes, it'll be annoying, yes, it'll be a hassle, and no, you don't deserve this. But they've got you where you, like you said, it took 42 years to do this. Here they look like they've succeeded. Seymour's got one last shot because you were smart enough to video everything and get him, you get him unedited, clear audio and unedited, and the unedited video. I think you need both because the audio of what the staff was saying is not as clear. It was clear on the audio.
And you can see he's inferring that I've somehow done something to someone with my car and things like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he just out of nowhere says this thing about, I often come around corners.
Yeah, he was an innuendo directed at me.
Yeah.
And I have a guy on video that attacked me a month prior, maybe even less, making a similar hint. And I have the cops on audio saying we're not going to help you and we don't have to help you.
So there's still a chance on the court date that Seymour will be able to convince upon cross-examination, he'll cross-examine whoever shows up from law enforcement behind that report, and then he'll enter into evidence your video and audio.
Yeah.
There is a chance that the judge will look at everybody and say, leave this guy alone. This is not what the report is incorrect. It's not what they say it is. And okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Perlman, but you have to stay out of Starbucks. That I can't help you with. But you're not going, this is not a violation of probation. We're all done here. Okay? That is number, that
it's a crapshoot. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right, but that's the first thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're pinning all our hopes on.
Yeah.
I am nothing but the backup plan. And
I know that.
And so
you don't think that they would go, well, we think he violated probation, so now you come in and these are the options? Because that's a little strange.
Here's the thing with that. I understand why Seymour doesn't want to take the chance. Because if you get a cranky judge with a full docket on the wrong day, he doesn't even want to, not even just, you violated, you're out of here. If that's not the case, then I think what you don't have to have already gone to treatment on the day of court. What would be difficult for them to squirm around would be you saying, I'd like to go to treatment. That's what we call it, treatment. In lieu of jail, I have a spot that waits for me at this facility because it was, Seymour would make this presentation.
You're talking before.
Yeah, that you go to check it out before, that you have, so you...
Yeah, I understand.
So in my...
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I was talking about, because that's not really the strategy, we're forcing you into the plea, but I'm talking... I mean, look, this is what they're planning, and that's the problem. And it's
hard to work around.
It's like, why do they want to do this to me anyways? It doesn't make any sense. But they're not going to solve it. They're not going to fix me in any therapist look, this is what I'm getting at. The only thing that's going to fix my life, and it's really not going to fix my life, is people admitting to what they did in my life. That's it. There is no fixing anything.
Right.
Okay?
Right, no, I'm this is...
No, I understand. I'm just telling you.
Strategy to stay out of
jail. I understand, but what I'm telling you is you have to understand the psychology behind the people that want to change me into what they want me to be, or they're going to lock me away and rid me of the world, which is, it doesn't make any sense to begin with, and so by giving in, they're getting what they want and then they're going to get angrier and angrier because Kevin's not going to change. And what am I supposed to change to? Well, I'm supposed to like the prim, proper girl that my mommy tells me I have to date. I mean, or I have trauma, right? You understand? So it doesn't make sense, and they're intentionally forcing me into a position because they want something that I can't give them.
Right.
and it's just going to get worse and worse for me, even if I bow down and kiss their ass.
What's
Is
the
that
plan?
you understand?
Yeah,
I don't
get
have a
what you're
plan, I'm just
saying.
talking.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
get what you're saying.
The plan is to get as much shit to the press as possible so that someone can crank down on these illegal operations and push back towards my family and what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
but we don't have time to do that before some judge is gonna.
No, I
ruling
mean,
on this.
well, you get as much as you can and whatever. And the pressure has to come from the press going, this guy is being hunted because mommy and daddy say we don't like our kid and he has to be a perfect nice Jew and this and that. Okay?
Yeah,
Well, my point is, what if I decided today that I don't want to be Jewish and I want to go to class, become a Christian? Or do you understand the ramifications that my family would hunt me down and kill me over that? And somehow
I'd
LAPD,
like to think they'd be so bad at trying something like
no,
that.
they
that
would pay off.
fail.
Arnold Silver would pay off Dincy of the LAPD and have him hunt me down and kill me like he's doing now with these massacres by telling them that I've done all these things that aren't true. Do you understand? So my point is, they're going to punish me and they're going to lock me away in mental institutions or jail cells. At this point, it's probably too late. But the more I defy them, and when I say defy, just not being who they want me to be, they're going to get angrier and angrier, and it's going to get worse and worse for me. Do you understand? Even if I bow down and go check in. So, there is no trauma. There's just neurotic people trying to find whatever they can get to use against me.
Right.
And,
So that puts you in a very tough situation.
yeah, well, it's an impossible situation because nobody's saying this is wrong.
We can say it's wrong, but it doesn't give us the power to change it.
Actually, everyone does have the power to change it, unless they go, I don't care, and they all abandon Kevin, and they just go, we're going to do what we're told, and we're going to kiss the judicial system's ass, and let them do it, because I'm one man. I can't fight a planet full of people by myself.
Right.
But you guys can, and you can tell everyone what the hell's going on, and this isn't right, and do not take any information from Arnold Silver, my father, my mother. They're insane. They are insane.
Yeah.
And there was something I wanted to. I hear this trauma thing because your first thing you were mentioning was trauma, and it's like here's this trauma label. a lot about
70%
me.
of North Americans have endured some sort of trauma, something that would be construed as trauma in terms of its impact on your nervous system.
Well,
So,
of course, everyone's going to endure trauma. It's like, but that's the point. Is for example, my family, they can't decipher between someone who is depressed,
Mhm.
and the clinical label of depression.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
My mother
That's
and
my
father, they can't understand that people have emotions that go up and down and this way and that.
Normally.
They don't. What they do is they collect one imperfection and they hold on to it,
Mhm.
and they label you, and then they go after you. I just want you to have a normal life. And so that's what I have to deal with from my insane family,
Right.
with their labels and their bullshit. And meanwhile, Jason's running cars off the road and bashing people's skulls in with crowbars, going, "You don't talk, Kevin, or we kill you."
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't fart wrong.
Yeah.
Or it's mental illness. Okay, so you have to I understand that that doesn't directly relate
Right.
to the ultimatum, but it does. This is the entire reasoning. And if nothing cures the reasoning, then nothing's going to stop Arnold Silver from paying off the LAPD to have me killed or eradicated. And the more I tell people, the angrier my family's going to get.
Yeah.
And they're going to ratchet down, you don't talk Kevin.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much video alone of people, random strangers, threatening my life like that, which the cops don't think is wrong.
Right. No.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I deal with people all day and night. We're going to lock you away in jail cells or mental institutions. But I, even though you're saying, hey, it just might be 6 months, I have a feeling those 6 months are going to turn into a year, and another year, and another year, and then I'll get out and I'll say, look what they did now. And then you don't talk. And now it's worse because now we have convictions and you're labeled
Well, the
this and that.
convictions are already there. This is
No,
not
I know,
a
but
new
then they're going to
charge.
say this guy's labeled with all these things. And do you honestly think that when I go talk to these people and they say, hey, Kevin, why are you here? Oh, I have video footage of all these things. Oh, Kevin's a violent parent. Okay, so now we have the label we wanted for 47 years.
Right.
Kevin
So
suffered from
I would-
paranoia. So,
Yeah, I would game it if I were you, but it would take, look, this is exhausting, and I think that you can, right now they've jammed you up, and you can be exhausted in one of two ways. One is the exhausted kind of you get when you go to jail, and you have to deal with the general population and all that is. If it's me, I'm gonna act crazy to get on the mental ward and do whatever it takes to stay there, because that's the only place I would feel safe, in a jail, based on my experience working with inmates. And I wouldn't look forward to that. The reason I like to do what I do is just personal preference. If it were me, and I had to be contained because somebody was saying bullshit about me, I could get the resources to pay for an upscale treatment center, I would take the energy to go along with whatever they were doing, because if I've got to wait out time because of all this bullshit, I'd rather do it in pleasant surroundings. But it would I understand what you're saying, that you're exhausted. It would take, to do that in pleasant surroundings, it would take an awful lot of energy for you to do things like avoid talking about what's going on with you.
how
So
do
that they
you
can't
avoid things
label,
when
well, so
they're
they
going to
can't
take
label you.
what do you mean? If I'm in a mental
It's
institution,
not,
they're going to...
first of all, what I'm talking about are treatment facilities much different than mental institutions.
Okay, what's,
It's
tell
not
me
where, you know where, have you ever been in a facility that takes
No.
5150s?
Mm-mm.
All right, it's like a jail with everybody kind of, but you don't feel threatened because everybody's sort of drugged up. So you know you're not going to get raped or beaten because everybody's sort of drugged up. But every door you go through, you have to wait for somebody to buzz you through. That's a lockdown mental institution. A treatment facility looks something like a really upscale Airbnb, that has multiple bedrooms, where people come and go pretty much as they please, but they ask you, please get up at this time, go have a luxurious breakfast, and then come to group therapy. And none of the doors are locked, there's no buzzing in and out, and there's a schedule, but if you talk nicely and respectfully to staff and you got half a brain, then you can kind of take time outs for naps and so on whenever you want to, and even after a while, after they trust you, that you're not a drug. See, they lack trust in these treatment facilities because they've had a lot of lying, scheming, cheating drug addicts who are stealing shit and messing with people and bringing drugs in. So once they realize that you're not that, then all of a sudden it's like outings are yours, day passes are yours. It's camp in a weird setting. I didn't love camp. I don't like being surrounded by a bunch of people I wouldn't have as friends. Would I volunteer for this? No, I would not. But if my alternative was the mental ward that I would choose to get out of Gen Pop in jail, if my alternative was Gen Pop in jail or mental ward in jail or that, I'll take the weirdo summer camp. Okay, so the lockdown.
But you still have to do your therapy session. And
all that bullshit.
Okay, so how do you not tell them? And then I'm gonna just be honest, like, oh, look, I'm a gang stalking target, and these people in mass groups, which is now worldwide, take turns on me all day and night in anger and rage, remove me from society.
Okay, so I can coach you on that. Here's what I would say. My family hates me. They've let me know this in so many ways. I haven't felt supported for being who I am since I was 5 years old.
But that's not the truth.
Wait, whoa. What do you mean? If they've been coming after you since you're 5 years old and definitely since you're 14, how is that love and support?
No, it's a half truth. For example, you're
That's
right.
what I say.
You're right.
To do half
Except
truths.
the problem is they're paying off and contacting people to stalk me all day and night.
All right, but that isn't okay. So when you go to weird summer camp treatment,
but my
you have
point
to
is,
talk in terms of emotions and feelings. So that the data around that, if you say that, they'll label you. If you leave it out,
that's the point. So
So
why do you
don't say
think if I'm in a facility for 6 months and half those people in the facility are going to sit there taking turns with the terror tactics, and I'm just supposed to sit there and say nothing? Do you understand?
how hard it would be? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. very difficult, almost as difficult as
So
jail.
isn't that the
but
point?
less-
Is changing you to you don't talk, or we?
Yeah, I see this as you're in control. I think you'd be more in control in a weird treatment summer camp than you would be in Gen Pop and jail. I could be wrong. You may be able to handle it in a way that
I don't know. You know, it's
I mean, you could definitely talk about
all
it
I
in jail.
can tell you is they're gonna ratchet down no matter where I am. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, it does. I
Because
still
because
think ratchet
what
down
do
is
you
gonna be easier
what do you think this is
treatment.
really all about? Let's don't.
Well,
I understand the court, the judicial
What you say
thugging.
is that you're different, that people don't want you
No.
to be.
Well, it probably
that you-
started that
That
way.
you see differently and that you think differently.
No, I don't see differently.
Well, how come you can't get all these people to understand what's going on with you?
Because they don't want to admit that they're accessories to murder. They don't want to admit that they fucked up. When I turned 29, my accountant was like, "Oh, you're okay," and then he got really mad, like, "Oh shit, he's figuring it out." Do you understand?
Okay.
It's a cover-up. And the entire reasoning with the "you don't talk or we kill you," what do you think that's really about? Trying to ratchet down to silence me.
Yeah.
And the more I talk, the more they're going to come after me. Throw me in jail, throw me in mental institutions. You don't talk. We're going to try to silence you. My mother's spewing out bullshit about wanting me to have a good life. Well, she destroyed my life. Now she needs to admit that she fucked up, that they did these horrible things to me. She needs to admit that. Okay? Instead of trying to lock me away and silence me and rid me of the world. And that's the problem. Not Kevin. Kevin's a good, stable, kind-giving, caring person who's open-minded, and they destroyed my life out of their selfish hate rage.
Yeah.
Okay? And the rest is bullshit. So, I don't know what my fate is, and I can't tell you what decision I'm going to make, but
Do you think talking to Brittany about it will help?
yeah, well, I mean, she's seen shitloads of video, and she's flat out, I can't believe it. And she's also gone out and witnessed it and things like that. And so, you know, she's one of the few that actually was honest.
Yeah.
And she saw the videos. I can't. And she saw the video of the people thugging me, and she saw the video of the things or the audio recordings of the police, what they're doing to me in the police stations when I go report the crimes against me and how they refuse to help me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's seen all that. You know, what would she say on court and would it win? I can't tell you, but it's
Most
not
therapists I know won't go to court. They just have it as a policy. That's kind of how we're trained.
Mhm.
And you have to hire a forensic psychologist that's his career is he or she goes to court. They're like hiring an attorney, only they're not an attorney. So I don't know what she'll say, but that would be what I would expect, is something along those lines. But who knows? She's different. She's good. So, if you know, and she might help you figure out. You know, all Seymour wants is for you to make a decision.
No, I understand that.
If he's not successful, what
My
do we
problem with Seymour is that he intentionally lost the case.
do? Really? Because he's filed an appeal, and the appeal.
Oh yeah, that was the other
good.
one. Sure, he filed an appeal. Do you know how long they've been stretching out the appeals? Don't you find
but
it strange?
I'm just saying he wrote a good brief for
I
the
don't know.
appeal. I thought
I
it
never
is.
saw
It's
it.
good.
But
It's
what I'm
good.
saying is he spent like 6 or 7 months. What's it called?
Developing it. Before he filed
No, filing extensions.
Extensions.
Now the prosecutor's filing extensions. Why do you think that is? The case, the entire court proceeding was illegal. 2 closing arguments for the prosecutor. I had things like tickets from Dincy giving me 1 inch in the red tickets 2 weeks before I took the stand, showing Dincy's obsession he refused to use. He refused to show the jury the photos and proof of all the things, all the prosecution. And one of the girls on the jury is like, "What the hell? He's not showing us anything."
Right.
It was all rigged. The whole thing was rigged.
Yeah.
They asked all the jurors, "Does any of you people know who Kevin is?" And then they start mimicking things from my Twitter and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right. Okay.
Okay, so anyways, my point is that-
that's not on Seymour. 'Cause
My point is that
he's
it looks to
trying.
me that they keep extending the appeals because they want to wait till they can get something to use against me with Dincy to put me where I am right now.
They would have a hard time getting that into an appeal. You have to, appeals have to be only about the court case that you previously had.
No, what I'm
If they
saying.
can't introduce new evidence.
No, what I'm saying is the reason they're extending the appeals is to buy time
Just kinda
so
jam
that
you up
Dempsey
on
can
other
get
things.
enough, something that they can lock me in jail or mental institution.
Right.
Okay, it's blatantly fucking obvious. And when I looked on the web, it said, appeals are supposed to be 30 days within the arrest.
Well, the extensions count as filing.
Well, but I mean, give me a break. What's really going on here, okay? Why did the guy lose the case in the first? Intentionally. Why did the guy doing all the cryptic terror tactics with everyone else in jail, out of jail with the people in my neighborhood? Why is the guy,
Yeah.
why is he
Bad.
Why
It's
is he
bad.
not fighting for me, no matter how much he gets paid? And I've given him so much information that he can use in and out of courtrooms.
Well, he would have to, like he said, the information you've given him is not for this, is not going to help you with this particular jam up. That's kind of, it would be.
No, but
more
my
cause
point
for a
is
civil
that
suit.
every situation. Okay, first of all, the amount of information I've given both of you, and I've given him a lot more hard drive information in the beginning, which they said that all of it was inadmissible as evidence. Bull fucking shit.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't allowed to do a self-defense plea, which is the entire case,
Right.
saying these people are harassing me. No questions were asked of these people. Are you harassing Kevin? No cross-examinations, information thrown, what do you call it? Information that wasn't checked in as evidence for cross-examination by the prosecutor of credibility type things where Seymour didn't ask any cross-examination questions, like there's a photo of me in my house with holding a toy gun that I use in some of my model photo shoots.
Right.
Obviously, my family are mad at me doing photo shoots with models, and so saying, "Look, it's just you with a gun," blah blah blah. All Seymour had to say was, "Is that a toy gun?"
Yeah.
But he never prepared for trial. Oh, wait a minute! But I have Kamau Diop from policeabuse.com, who I spent $40,000 following all over the U.S. with PIs, proving that everywhere I go, people know me, especially White House security in the Washington, D.C., White House of the United States of America with counter surveillance. Could have been a witness on that case. Oh, Kevin, you're not allowed to have time to prepare for trial. Interesting. Okay? So,
I get it. All right, so you're gonna talk to Brittany. You have my phone number because I'm working tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down.
If you and Brittany want to loop me in,
Okay, what
feel free.
would our dialogue be, I guess?
Well, only if you want. If you
Yeah, no, I'm just asking. I don't know.
If Brittany's going, well, who is this woman and what do you mean this is an alternative to jail?
Yeah.
Call me and I'll do my little spiel for her, and then you can hang up on me and you guys can talk about
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
And that's 818.
Okay, good.
208-7093. Okay, and what time, I want to make sure I'm at my desk and not on the phone with somebody else. What time's your appointment tomorrow?
She hasn't given me a time.
Okay, so will you text me and let me know when that is so that I'm not busy and not able to pick up the phone?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, right now.
Okay. I mean, you don't think it's a little strange?
To see what bullshit they've come up with and how that police report that Seymour showed me goes compared to your audio and video. I understand why you video absolutely everything.
What did the police? I haven't seen the police.
Oh, that's what that was. And what it says is that the staff of the Starbucks says that you threatened to kill everyone in that Starbucks and every other Starbucks. When in fact, what you said is Starbucks is trying to kill you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the usual term.
they've totally flipped it,
Right.
and then got the FBI involved. What kind of is that? Pardon my French, but what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, they've always been involved since I was 5 years old. That's the point.
Well,
But
Dins is a particularly awful version of this.
yeah,
So, I mean, look, I have also had clients who said, thanks very much. I see that this is like upscale, non-lockdown. It's still treatment. It'll still be a pain in the ass.
yeah,
I just want to do my jail time, and then when I'm done, I have no probation, and they got nothing on me. So if that's your decision, we'll back you. We'll have rabbis come visit you. You know, just to break up your time.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
you know,
Well, that's
okay.
what's been planned. That's the problem.
They've jammed you up. It looks like they've
Well,
jammed you
but
up,
they're not.
unless Seymour can use your audio video to say they got it wrong, the staff got it wrong, the people who
Yeah.
took the report were,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, that's what he's
We're out to get
supposed to do, but
well,
my
you're,
problem is that Seymour has a problem when he does the bare minimum
yeah, you did all the work for him, it's okay.
because
You give him that audio and
he
video.
never wants to do anything that shows that anything's being done to me. And that's his job. That's his job to prove
Well, on
self-defense.
this one, the only thing he's gotta get you out of is a probation violation. That's the only thing that has to happen at this next
So
court
do you
date.
think he's accurate on the 4 or 5 years or 7 years? I mean, these are misdemeanors. These
So
are
what
felonies.
happens, the courts hate probation violations because the judges, you know, they back each other up.
Mhm.
The judges say, here's a judge that gave you a break, you know, lighter sentence and probation, and you took advantage of that break. Probation is a break. It's a privilege. So if you mess up on something that the court is trying to be nice to you about, screw you. So they hate probation violations. You come in on a probation violation, and they love to just go, out you go. Now, the two situations where they won't do that is if you come in and you've already been, you're presenting at court, but you're actually already part of a treatment program, and your lawyer says that wasn't a violation, he was stressed out, he's getting treatment for his stress, he's already in the treatment, please allow his treatment to continue, have an alternative sentence to treatment instead of back to jail. So it kind of says, yeah, it was kind of a probation violation, but it wasn't, he didn't mean to be ungrateful for the privilege of probation. He was under stress, let him finish out treatment, he'll be fine. And the judge says, okay, fine, go back to treatment, get out of my face. And the other is that the attorney says, this is ridiculous, this was no violation of probation, which is the argument Seymour is going to make. We have proof. Nobody ever has proof. This is so, because you have to be so cautious and you video everything. You know, nobody ever has proof. They always believe law enforcement.
Yeah.
Boom, you're gone. Now he's going to say, it didn't happen like this. We have proof. If the judge likes your proof,
Yeah.
you're free.
But
We're
no,
done here.
yeah. Well, I meant what the sentencing years that he was for.
Oh, so if the judge,
No, what I'm saying is, these are tiny misdemeanors, right? These aren't
Doesn't matter.
felonies.
It doesn't matter. Because when it's a probation violation, they
Mhm.
go back and they say, okay, since you couldn't bother to go by the terms of your probation, Mr.
Mhm.
Perlman, we're going to take all the charges against you. And he says, with misdemeanors, and he's right, you stack them. And they calculate, okay, that's a total of maximum 4 years. They can, if they're really crappy, they give you the maximum 4 years. Now, how much do you serve? Half or less, because the jails are too crowded. So that's, if they go max, 2 years is probably what max is what you're looking at. After 18 months, you could get out at any time. Okay. Sometimes they'll do 70% of max. So what's 70% of 4 years? I don't know. I'd have to use my calculator.
Yeah. Close to 3 years.
Close to 3.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at any time after a year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, isn't the sentencing length a lot longer for harder crime. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way when you violated probation, because they look at it as if you're spitting in the eye of the court, and so they get cranky and go for max. Because you should have just been able to abide by the terms of your probation. This is you showing lack of respect for everything, and so they want to do this. So yeah, that's why it's ridiculous.
well,
It is
isn't
how they
probation, like for example, doesn't probation have to fit the crime? For example, I can understand if they say, hey, you threatened someone, or you threatened to kill all, that could be a violation, but he's saying, well, we feel that you harassed.
No. He was giving you different shades.
Yeah, I know what he's
So
doing.
if the judge believes the report and not your evidence, that report is another criminal threat.
Yeah, I understand.
Max.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, and then you show him the video and go, okay, he didn't threaten
It
anyone,
was just a nuisance.
and now we say he's a nuisance, so now I still feel that you violated probation, but is that really violating, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, and I could see a reasonable judge going, okay, sit
Yeah,
down,
I just-
FBI, this was no criminal threat,
Yeah, or they could-
nuisance. I don't know, Mr. Perlman, if you should be going into Starbucks videoing everything and talking about their plans to kill you. I think you should stay out of Starbucks and just not talk about that in a place of business. This is a nuisance. He should let you go. That should be how it should go, with a lecture, a stern lecture. But yeah, he could say,
Yeah,
all
he
right,
could do whatever he wants,
go
I
do
mean,
90 days.
yeah.
He could say go do 90
Yeah.
days, and okay, now we're looking at a month, 4 to
Yeah.
5 weeks, because nobody does 90 days anymore. The jails are too crowded. As long as you keep your nose clean, you're in, you're out. But you're in a horrifying place,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah. No, and they wanted to teach me a lesson. They threw me to Pitch's Wayside maximum security
Yeah.
prison,
Yeah.
to sort of plant the seed. When
Yeah.
they got me to this point.
Yeah, see how powerful we are.
Yeah. So, but you do understand the ramifications of what's really going on here is that they're hunting me. There's hundreds of thousands to 1 million attacks per day, every day done to me worldwide, and just taking simple walks around my house, maybe 100 people will come out of their houses, work on me every single time, and every place I go in the world using the internet, mass groups take turns to torture and kill me, and then it's, you suffer from mental illness and we need to put you in a mental institution. Well, let me tell you, if people are investing that much time, energy, and resources, they don't want me coming out of that mental institution or jail cell. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you got out once. You're out now.
Yeah, but
So I just
Okay,
want you to
but-
have a little bit of hope.
but you're missing the point.
No, I'm not missing the point.
okay, when I was in there, they were working on me. Everyone was working on me all day and night. The police were working on me. The gang members with the police were working on me. When I got out, their attacks outside didn't stop. When I went to therapy with court orders, the people threatening my life, saying you don't talk to Brittany, and
What
things
does
like
Brittany
this.
say, though? What does Brittany say? Maybe she's more hopeful
Well-
than I am.
I'll say about what though?
Well, about
I mean,
this.
she sees it. She says it's unacceptable, but that's where it ends. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, there's a worldwide campaign to kill you. It's unacceptable. That sucks. Okay, anyways.
But you're still alive today.
There's more to life than being alive. There's your freedoms. Okay, that's like telling a slave.
You're free to
Have you
die.
ever walked up to a slave while he's being whipped and saying, well, you're alive? Well, what about the whipping?
Okay, but you're not being whipped right now. And you're
Okay,
free today.
until I walk out of this room, and then we're going to whip you until we can lock you away.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I see is your strength, and I don't know how to fix and stop it for you. Even if we could get them to
You know
admit,
what?
I don't think they'd stop.
There's
That's my
only
problem.
one way to stop them. And that's do what I'm doing, but other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can talk all day, but I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking to a wall.
Mm.
If nobody's going to sit there and act, and say, look what they're doing to Kevin. Everyone retweeted on the internet. Everyone posted on news channels. Everyone do this. Then they get what they want. And my mommy and daddy, who had a child they hated so much, they got rid of. And they covered it all up. Our son's crazy, and he suffers from trauma, he suffers from this, and he suffers from that, because they got mad. Because they got mad they didn't have the child they wanted, because they didn't go to medical school and get that secondary psychology degree and become a devout Jew, okay? And that's what this is really about. Make no mistake, okay? It's not about Kevin suffers from trauma. Everyone goes through traumatic events now and then, okay? The only time my life got bad was at 29, met with Mike Huntley and Rody Morales, working with the LAPD. It's not like you killed someone, have you? And Mike Huntley and Rody Morales telling the world that I've killed someone and I'm on the run and need to be removed from society, and another 100,000 accusations like that, which have all been proven. And like I said, I can talk and I can talk and I can talk, but if you guys aren't going to take the information I give you and actually say, fuck Anita Perlman, she's crazy. Fuck Arnold Silver. Fuck Ron Perlman. This truth needs to get out. We have a person here. He's a human being. He has a heart. He has lungs. He breathes. He feels pain. This is unacceptable. There has never been a crime this big against one man in the history of humanity, and nobody's doing anything but saying, we got to rid Kevin of the world. Just like Adolf Hitler said to the Jews. And so, if you guys just sit there and let them win, they're going to win. Okay? And I've been shoveling everyone video. I used to shovel you tons of video.
Yeah.
But nobody does anything with it. They just...
Who am I going to tell?
You forward it to everyone. You talk to your people at dinner. Look what they're doing to Kevin Perlman.
They don't want to know.
Oh, trust me. If they knew the truth, they want to know. Because you want to know why? Because they could be next. Because you could be next. Because your kids could be next.
I get that.
Okay.
I get that.
So you don't really understand, or anyone else, the ramifications of what's really going on here. I'm not some guy that went out, bought an Uzi, started robbing banks. Okay?
No.
I'm a guy that went to colleges.
Yeah.
And I got degrees and tried to start starting businesses and meeting people and having friends and relationships, and bam, I turned 29. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Now all the things are starting to make sense. Why I couldn't meet women and why they were acting, why they're doing what they were doing and things like this, right? And so people should be shitting in their pants going, this could be me, this could be my kids. This just takes one little psychological label, one little harmless label. Hey, your son might have OCD, let's rid him of the world. Let's do horrific, unspeakable acts. Horrific, never-ending pain and torture. Oh, but we didn't touch you, so it's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Yeah, and then what's the end of the fate? Oh, well, you're locked away in a cage. Okay, so...
Well, here's the thing. No one can sentence you to treatment. Unless you kill someone, you cannot be sentenced to psychiatric treatment. You can be court-ordered to treatment, but not if you say, send me to jail.
But what's the difference between... I don't even know, what's the difference between treatment and going to a... whatever, you're saying 3 or 6 months in a house, what do you call it?
Well, I call it a treatment facility, and residential. Residential treatment is when you live there, and it's very expensive, and it doesn't last long, because nobody wants to pay for it. It's like 50, 60 grand a month, so seriously, I mean, it's expensive. So it doesn't last that long, and then you live at home and drive in every day.
What is I mean, you sort of explained, I'm trying to... I remember I had a friend, Tom Farley, and he went in a halfway house. That's different.
No, that's different. So if a halfway house were needed, and it would not be in your case, that's in the case of, you were a gun-toting heroin addict who did an armed robbery. That
really?
doesn't...
He just did hit and runs on speed or whatever.
Okay, you're a danger to others. You need to be supervised. So that's like, instead of outpatient where you live on your own and you drive in for a day of camp, a day of treatment. In a halfway house, you have to live in a home that's usually in a lower middle class part of town because nobody wants them in their neighborhoods.
Okay.
8 to 10 to 12 guys, all in the same house, 2 to a room. shared bathrooms with a house manager that tells you when to get up and drives you in a van to your treatment for the day and picks you up, and then you all make a dinner together and you go to a 12-step meeting and then you go to bed on a curfew.
Okay,
That's
so
a
this
halfway
isn't
house.
as bad as a house.
No, this is residential, meaning you live
Well, like
at the facility.
he had a house. It was just a house on like.
Yeah, it's a
Winnetka or-
regular neighborhood.
Yeah.
Regular neighborhood.
Okay, so this would be.
This is in more of an upscale area.
Was this in a house or is it in more of like a building?
No, it's a building with, or it can be a group of houses. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
3 houses, next door to each other. There's men living in one house, women living in the other, and the treatment happens in the house in the middle, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then, and it's in that regard, so the halfway house is like residential treatment. Only halfway houses, some days you're going to treatment in that bus that everybody's driving you, and other days you're going to work, say, taking public transportation and coming back by curfew. In this scenario, you live, so you're supervised the whole time during the residential part of treatment. And then, because you've cooperated and you've had your groups and you've gone for equine therapy and art therapy and outings and everything's been fine, they say, okay, you're ready for outpatient. You don't have to live here anymore, go home. But come for group and individual therapy and outings and stuff, 4 days a week, 3 days a week. See how you do living back at home if you're not too stressed, blah, blah, blah. It's very nurturing and all that. And then eventually it's like, okay, you're done. And now continue to see your therapist, start twice a week and go. And when you're done when you don't need twice a week, go once a week. And meanwhile, the only thing that's happening at court is they send a letter to Seymour that says he's cooperative and complying with all aspects of treatment. That's it. That's all it says.
Of course.
Yeah.
Until.
But there's no details about
Oh, did you see? Was
there's no labels and there's no details.
Okay.
They're not allowed those now.
Okay, good.
So it's just he's here. He's doing what he's cooperating. Not he's doing well. He's cooperating and compliant. Boom. That's all you get. That's all they get to know. That's all that they need to know. And that should count, and that's what I would ask Seymour to do, that should count, treatment should count as your probation. So, because you're getting yourself taken care of, people know that you're doing well. So it's not just
in my case, they don't want me to do well.
Well,
that's the problem. Did you see was Dincy's name on that report?
I did not see that. But I think it is. I think it is part of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because he hopped my fence to drop
Yeah,
Doug letters from Starbucks. So
otherwise, how
cops
would he
don't
know?
deliver corporate letters.
Right.
Especially
Exactly.
hopping fences.
Right. No, it's particularly bad.
But that's all things that can come out in court, I think, right?
Yeah, good.
Hey, why, Dincy showed up, he broke onto Kevin's property, that's the point, Seymour won't use any of that.
I think he will this time.
I don't know, so if nobody's gonna crank down, he's not gonna listen to me because...
If he's coming with, but when I saw that video, I saw somebody else with him. And...
There's multiple...
So
I
saw a woman, and I saw...
That was the
what's
time
his face?
before Dincy hopped over.
Okay.
There's another one.
Well, the judge is only going to want to hear about the December 30th incident that isn't an incident that's listed in the report. So.
But don't you think that there's circumstantial evidence? Hey,
No, because either you threatened to kill people in a Starbucks or you didn't. That's the only point of that report. You didn't. Screw them.
Yeah.
That should be how it goes.
That should be. We don't know how
that should be how it goes. This should be over in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, they want to bring in other material and the judge allows it. Now that Seymour has that hard drive, now we could begin to talk about those things, but you won't know until the day of the hearing with that. So, I'm just here if you want to use the alternative.
Okay, well, do me a favor and as soon as possible, send me a link to some of those places so I can kind
Okay,
of
there's
read about
only
what they
two
like.
that I would recommend
Mhm.
because the other ones are kind of cheesy. One's called, they call it PCH, it's Psychological Care and Healing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll send you a link to their website, and the other one's called Resilience. PCH has an outpatient facility in the Venice, Santa Monica area. Their residential facilities in Pasadena.
Okay.
Okay, Resilience is somewhere in Santa Monica. They're upscale, they cost money. We'd have to hit up Anita and Arnold. Do you think they'd be in? Go for it?
I do because this is what they've wanted for me for my entire life, which is sick and sad. But my only
Make them come down for family day. I mean, literally, it's like that.
But
yeah, so those are the two. Brittany might know others. And we'll see. And if you wanted, I would ask Brittany, would she go on a tour with you? You know, to anyone that she would know.
Mhm.
I'm happy to go with you. You don't have to take anybody with you. I'm just here at your service. If this is the way you want to go, you're in control.
Yeah.
And if you say, you know what, I'm going to
You're in
take my
control.
chance. Well, in this little bit. If you say I want to take my chances, I'm going to hope Seymour will do, the evidence will be proof enough. If you want me or somebody from Olive to come to court that day to say, we think Kevin did not violate his probation,
Why wouldn't you say we saw the video and he didn't? But
well, that's yeah. Sorry,
No, I would love. I think if you want to show up in court, that'd be great.
Okay, and
I
we
think
can
that you
give
would
a
want-
letter. We can give a letter. The judge might not allow it, but we can have a letter available that says we
I
saw the
would think
video.
that all
We don't
those
think this is a
bases should be
violation.
covered.
We'll cover. Yeah, we'll just
And
paper all the
you
bases.
even throw some in the letter. We've seen mass groups attacking Kevin. We'll see.
I've
I've seen tons of video. These people won't leave Kevin alone. I mean, that's what really needs to.
Needs to come out.
Yeah.
Again, in my experience, that happens if the other side goes, but Your Honor, it's not just this incident.
But it's good to try to get it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be.
If you front load it, they get pissed off.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
So,
But
and you
still,
show
I
your
mean-
hand, and you show your hand. It's not always a good idea. So.
Well, the problem is they have the whole hand. They have the whole
Right,
hand.
but we can be, but I'm, and I'll ask, he said the 23rd, you said the 29th. Do you
No, it's
actually
the
know
23rd.
when the next court date
It's
is?
the 23rd.
Okay, it's a Thursday, that's easy.
What is the CLK?
I don't know what that is.
There's a date that they keep on the 20th. There's a CLK, which I thought was like collections and fines or something.
No, well, do you have to pay a probation fee?
I have no clue what it is. It's just been sitting there forever on the docket or whatever.
Okay, hold on.
Just curious what it was.
I don't know what a CLK is. I could Google around and see if I could figure it out. What day? 8:30, the usual?
Yeah.
Is this Van Nuys?
Yeah, Van Nuys Courthouse, 113. And then I think 9 a.m. on the 23rd, I'm not 100%, but I know 23rd 100% is this date that Seymour was talking about, which he sort of was holding back, not telling me, right?
No, it's not entirely good news. CLK 520. I'll look this up and see if I can find out what is this. What is
The other thing you might want to notice is, hey Kevin, you didn't send me the video.
You know what? I know I've seen that in lawyers and other people before. What that is very busy people who don't pay to have a personal assistant 24/7 and don't read their emails. You sent it, he didn't see it.
Maybe, but then we were talking about the other thing, the days when you go to therapy, and right, it's like.
I know. It's not fair. But
And then the thing is, like, remember last time here, I gave him a stack this high.
yeah, oh, he has no time to get through all that.
No, but the point is, it's like, see, right now with the judge, they're going back. Even though I've been in therapy for 5 months,
Yeah, but
now they're going back. Like,
Well, they're
we
going-
have to
but-
see if he didn't. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not about that though. It's about Dints in this setup of saying that you said something that you didn't say. The therapy doesn't count. Once somebody thinks they can prove that you violated probation, the therapy doesn't matter because therapy was only one part of your probation.
No, I know. My point is that, okay, look, we're in progress hearings, right, to go
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah,
And so here I am, and I finally find someone,
right.
right, after calling like 500,000 people going, you're a dead man, we're not going to help you. And so now, even though things are getting better, they get angrier. You see the
Well,
behavior?
yeah, obviously,
Okay,
it
so-
escalated them, yes.
So now, well, we want to go back. We want to go back to see if you fucked up a year ago, or you
No,
understand?
they're not going back.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Seymour is telling me that something's wrong because in October of 2018, he doesn't have full proof of me.
Oh, no, you're
Trying to
overthinking
find-
that. Seymour's not
No.
that smart. That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing that matters right now is the December 30th report that they're trying to jam you up in.
No,
in
he
this
has
upcoming
asked. He
court.
went to court.
Oh, that. Oh, he was just trying to defend himself because you caught
What are
him.
you talking about?
You caught
Oh.
him not being prepared. So that's what that was about. He was going
No,
back
okay,
to
just
defend
here.
himself.
Let me explain the situation.
Okay.
Okay, so last court date, which the 24th of last month.
Right.
Okay, first I text him or call him or whatever 5 days prior. Is there anything you need?
Yeah.
At something like 9:47 a.m., I get a call. Kevin, I don't have proof. There's a gap, a couple months gap. Oh, it's huge. I mean, stack like this big. Okay, totally unheard of. Like, I have to keep calling all day. Someone help me, please help me, help me. Okay, so, there's 2 months I don't have and something's not right.
Oh, this is what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So it looks like you didn't do anything for 2 months, which could be a violation of probation.
right.
So I go through, and I go, Seymour, I'm calling like 100 million people. You know that. You were there at the last meeting. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I explained to Seymour, even though he doesn't really care, is, look, Seymour, I have to look at the data, and I'll send you what I have, but, if someone's sitting there calling like 100,000 different people, and they're just worn out for spending all day and night trying to find one simple therapist that none of them will help him, there is a possibility that I spent some time not calling some,
Right.
which seems like perfectly normal.
I don't think you
human
have to be
behavior.
perfect. You don't have to be perfect.
So anyways, my point is that, I don't know, what has it been, a year or something?
Yeah.
Okay,
Almost.
so, and you saw the stack, it was like this
No,
high,
you called
okay, and
every
so,
day.
whether he had those dates or not, I found something like 117, or was it 317 contacts within, and there's something like 3 weeks where I gave up. Okay, so,
Which is fine. The court's not going to hold you on that.
and that's the point that he's sort of like, he just mentioned, here, Kevin, I never got, and I don't, and something's
Okay.
fishy, and,
Oh,
do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like, if I asked out 100,000 women, and everyone said, no, I don't want a thing to do with you, and then they said, well, you're a dead man because you're gay, right? Like, that's kind of the, I know it's
That's
funny, right?
absurd.
But yeah, exactly.
That's absurd.
Right? And
Yeah.
so, the point is that I can't tell you who that's coming from, but it seems like it's coming more from Seymour to, like, Kevin, I don't think you're a good person. But,
No, I think he was just defending himself because you caught him and not, it's like,
like
he
the
doesn't-
text, like, and the
Yeah.
text right here,
Yeah,
the YouTube.
He's got, like a lot of attorneys, and he's a good attorney. He has a track record of success.
He dumped everything from, and when it comes to me,
So-
he threw in the towel and dumped the entire case. Okay, I could
Except
have
he
done it
wrote
better.
a really good appeal on that part, but he wrote a really good
Okay,
appeal.
but the appeals is pointless if they're setting me up before the
I'm
appeals
just talking
goes
about
through.
his work, and like a lot of good attorneys, they have big egos, and they don't like it when they're challenged. So he was being a little snitty with you. That's how I read it, and he's kind of like, okay, Kevin, you're not perfect, therefore, there's problems. It's like, well, no, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect with probation. You don't have to be perfect.
Well, they're
with
making it in
every
my
single
life.
at this
In my life,
point.
they're making it I have to be 1,000,000,000% perfect or I'm a dead man, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I think you're gonna. I hope that your video and audio evidence will be enough.
I hope so too, but I don't.
I pray that it will be, just in case. I'll make sure Olive has a letter, and I will come to you with good. I'll be there in court. I don't know if it'll be helpful, but just in case, I think it would be well suited to talk to Brittany about the idea of having the ability to say, I think I need treatment in court, and I've already got a spot
You want
available.
her to say it?
No, you. If
Wait.
it looks like in court,
Mhm.
if it looks like the judge is not going to accept the evidence,
Mm-hmm.
that you lean over to Seymour and say, let's go for treatment. And Seymour says, Your Honor, would the court consider an alternative sentence to treatment? We have a spot waiting for Kevin today because you have talked to Brittany, you have found a treatment place like I've described,
Mm-hmm.
and they have said we will keep a spot for you if you need it, if things don't go well in court. I would like you to look into that as a plan. You don't have to use it.
No, I understand what you're saying. First of all, I don't know how I would know if the judge looks like this or that, but
Well, not until you get there. Not until Seymour presents the audio and video.
yeah, but how would I know what
Well, the judge will say, I see the evidence and I disagree, this is still a violation of probation.
Oh, okay.
And then you go for alternative treatment, and
Okay.
it's already there.
Okay.
And then Olive will step up and say, we support this bid for alternative treatment, we will do case management,
Mm-hmm.
and we will write reports, you get to see them. The reports say, Kevin is complying with all aspects of treatment. Boom.
Oh,
from there.
Brittany writes those reports. Right?
Well,
Wait, you totally lost
so
me now.
if
Okay.
you're in court,
Yeah.
okay, so
if he feels
if the judge says, I
Yeah.
see the evidence, I still think this is a violation of probation, you tell Seymour, let's go for alternative treatment. You could tell Seymour, I don't,
but I was trying to figure out what
And then alternative treatment,
you mentioned something with Brittany though.
well, I want you to talk to Brittany to make a plan.
No,
For
what
alternative
was
treatment.
yeah? Well, we'll explain what.
So, and then it's alternative treatment, and wherever you decide
Mhm.
after touring, whatever, talking to facilities, whatever one you choose,
Mm-hmm.
and you would go to then, because they're holding a spot for you, they would write a progress letter. All they can say is, he's here, he's cooperating with treatment. That's all he can say legally. Olive would also write a letter saying, we can verify that Kevin is at this treatment
Okay.
center, and then, Brittany could too, but why?
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, but no, she wouldn't have to, unless she was on staff at that treatment center, in which case the
Yeah.
letter would come from her.
Yeah.
But it's-
So really, the only thing I need to ask her is if she needs to testify. Wants to testify.
Yeah, she wants to testify, and does she know any residential treatment centers that she would recommend that would do court-ordered alternative sentencing? And I'll send you the links to the.
Now, what would she be asked on the stand?
Well,
You must have some kind of. I mean,
Well,
obviously, what do you think Kevin's violent?
let's see. Where in this case they would have to say, I'm trying to think, because in this case, because she wasn't there at Starbucks, so she couldn't testify. She's not a witness.
But she can see the video.
But we could all see the video. The judge will be the.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So
But she could say, I've seen all the other videos of things being done to Kevin.
the only way you could have her come and pay her to be there,
Okay.
but she would have nothing to do and would not be called forth unless the other side said it would be this.
Mhm.
The judge would say, I don't see a violation
Yeah,
here.
that would be done deal. Right?
And the other side, could be, the
Could
other
be.
side said, but Your Honor, it's not just this,
Okay.
it's da, da, da. Most judges would say, shut up, sit down, we're done here.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't, and they wanted to open it up, then if one side gets to say there's more going on here, he did violate probation, then your side gets to say, oh, there's much more going on here, and we'd like to call this witness. The chances of that happening are pretty minuscule in this case.
Okay.
So I think you can ask Brittany if you ever got an opportunity, like in an appeal, to be heard on the bigger issues, would she be willing to testify? That's a fair question. You can ask her that.
Yeah.
But I think it's not going to happen in this case. I think it's going to wait for when the appeal is finally ever heard. When that day comes, you're definitely going to want her to know if she would help. Because the appeal is on the bigger
Oh, is
issues.
she allowed to go to the appeals?
Well, I didn't want her if the appeal is heard, if the data is granted for a hearing.
I thought it has to be, right?
Right? But it hasn't yet, like you say, it's being delayed. When that day happens, Brittany could testify that all of the things that Seymour wrote in the appeal, like this is a conspiracy of the neighbors.
Oh, did
This is
you
a
write that?
violation, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
This is a violation of civil rights. This is, this is a whole, this whole thing, incident was provoked. Then Brittany could also testify, no, I didn't see that incident, the original, but I have seen other examples.
Oh, well, I was told that the appeals, which originally I thought wasn't, I was told that the appeals was only about court structure.
Well, yes, we say the judge made a mistake in the original ruling, here's why.
Oh, I thought when he said that he meant two closing arguments is this good?
Well, that's
so they
one
can actually
part,
throw
but
in an actual argument stating, look, in Kevin's defense, this is all in self-defense and blah, blah. Okay, that's what I originally thought before.
There are elements of that in the appeal.
Okay.
And he wrote a good brief. So I don't think you're going to need Brittany right away, but it doesn't hurt to ask her.
Alert, yeah.
If she does that, and like I say, don't be surprised if she says no. I don't, not for anybody.
Yeah.
But you can find a forensic psychologist who does court stuff as a living.
Although it's probably too late. It could be too late.
Well, you've got time. You don't have a date set for the appeal, so.
No, but if they throw me in jail.
Well, then the issue of violating probation is over. It doesn't have anything to do with. The only thing that's happening when you go to court next is did you or did you not violate probation?
Yeah, and I'm saying let's say theoretically they say you violated probation.
Right.
So they're going to say, okay, now you guys go to jail, right? Or does that wait till after the appeals?
No, it doesn't wait till after
Okay,
the
so
appeals.
my point is, and this is probably why Dincy did this, how does Kevin find a forensic? If she says no, how does Kevin find a forensics?
If you're in jail, how do you find a
Correct.
forensic? Oh, Seymour does it for you.
But I can't talk to them.
Sure you can. You can talk to your lawyer from jail.
No, I can't talk to the forensic psychologist.
Sure you can. That'll be your next phone call.
In jail?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, come on, you can't.
What do you mean?
You ever try to have a conversation with someone in jail? It's like...
It happens all the time.
It's
You've already given Seymour.
I mean, it depends what jail. I was in a room of
if you got
30 people. There's a phone.
Oh, you're
hunched over.
Right.
You're trying to.
Private.
You're not going to have a good.
Well, they'll probably ask for an interview, so they'll probably come to you.
Yeah,
but the other thing you do is do the alternative to treatment. Then you can.
Yeah,
you just have to schedule.
Anyways, yeah. So.
Are you going to be jammed up either way?
I'm saying that probably if I'm in jail, the chance of me talking to a forensic psychologist or psychiatrist is probably slim to none due to the ergonomics. And long conversations where you can get information.
The other one, Seymour giving copies of his materials that you've given him. to be reviewed.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. And that's something, I mean, if you would like to do is go around and find someone like that and get them the information that I've given you that's on my website. Remember, there's 10 terabytes of data accessible offline. But then they can do the whole, and that's what I'm saying is that I'm one man going, please help me, I'm contacting this person, I'm giving USB sticks to news organizations, and they're all just like, yeah, whatever. And I can't do this on my own. I need people to say this is unacceptable.
Okay, here's the thing. I work 3 days a week for Olive.
Uh-huh.
Olive pays me a lot less than I make privately.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I only work 3 days a week, and because they don't have a budget. So I can commit to helping you through this next hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have to reevaluate because I don't know if I've got the time or resources. I don't know if they'll approve. I've got 25 other clients with Olive trying to parse it out into 3 days a week. I'm a little jammed up. It's busy season.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
All of a sudden it's just I got a planet full of people working on all day and night. And it's
exactly. So it doesn't mean that I couldn't get you some ideas of names of psychologists who do court appearances. I can do that kind of research. I can at least get you started. And I can send you the links to these 2 facilities that you can show to Brittany, and you can have a discussion about, well, should I even bother with this alternative treatment plan? Should I even have that in the background or not? Or am I just going to take my chances and go to jail if I have to go to jail?
Yeah.
So, and then we'll talk on Monday.
Okay.
Is that a good plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before they have to charge us too much more, shall we walk down to our cars?
Yeah.
And did you get validated?
I didn't work on that spot.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Smart.
Yeah. Dealt with that crap before.
I didn't wait it out.
Oh yeah, this isn't about it.
Yeah, right? I'll write you a letter about that any day.
It's about creating addiction.
Oh, be a crisis, my ass. Don't even get me started. Be a crisis created by Big Farm. It's an awful world some days. I look for the good. Puppies, dogs.
I don't know where I'm.
Good, huh? One more?
Mark's Van Nuys Boulevard?
Wait, is that Van Nuys?
Yeah.
Then we're that way. Alright.
Okay,
so.
Talk on Monday, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the links to PCH and Resilience, so the two.
Okay.
Text, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.